Right, I want you to treat me as a pupil at the partly trained stage. I have had some lessons before with Fred, but he can't make it today. He said today he was going to help me to improve my use of mirrors.
Okay.
And he was going to teach me how to do this emergency stop, which I'm really, really nervous about, yeah?
Okay.
So I'm partly trained, and remember it's 2 subjects.
Yep.
Improve my use of mirrors, and teach me how to do this emergency stop.
Okay.
Yeah?
No
Any
problem.
questions?
That's fine, thanks. Yep.
Right, so I'll hand over to you.
Okay. Hi Tony, I'm Graham.
Hello, Graham. How are you, right?
So I believe Fred said that today you're going to talk about some use of mirrors and we'll introduce the emergency stop to you.
Yeah. He said my mirrors are a bit all over the place.
Okay. So was there any specific things that he mentioned?
He just keeps moaning at me all the time, so...
Okay. So what I'll do is I'll ask you a few questions to start with on the mirrors.
Yeah.
And then we'll get to the site later on and we'll do the emergency stop.
All right.
Okay.
If you just want to stick the book in the back.
Yeah. So, if you're turning left at a T-junction, what mirrors would you be checking?
The right one and the left one.
Okay, so why would you be checking that right one?
To see what's overtaking me and see what's any bikes coming in the inside.
Okay, so if we're turning left, we want to be checking the interior mirror to give us a true picture of what's behind us.
All right.
So that'll be for like distance and speed.
Yep.
And we'll be checking the exterior mirror on the left, Tony, rather than the right. The left would give us an idea if we're turning left, if there's any cyclists or pedestrians on this left hand side.
Oh, right.
So obviously if we don't check that interior mirror, we wouldn't see what's behind us.
All right.
If we didn't check the left hand door mirror, we wouldn't see those cyclists.
Oh,
So we might squash them,
yeah.
subsequently kill them. So
Oh, right.
it's important that it's checked.
Right.
So if we're turning right, what mirrors would you check?
I'll check the same.
Check the same.
Yeah, they're all the same, aren't
Basically, they're not. They're 2 different types of glass. You know the different types?
they? One is a curvy and one is a flat.
Do you know which ones are?
That's the curvy one, isn't it?
Yeah, I think you put the wrong way around, but that's flat glass. The interior mirror is flat glass, and that'll give you a true picture of what's out the back.
Oh, is that how it works? Sorry,
Yep.
yeah.
So that's exactly what is it seen, how
right.
it's seen out the back, and the curvy glass is actually on the exterior mirror. So that gives you a wider field of view.
Oh, right, yeah.
So that would help you see anything that wasn't in your blind
Oh,
spot.
yeah, I know, yeah, I remember now. This makes everything look nearer, but it's actually further away.
That's correct, yeah. So what would be the importance then of checking that?
Is that the right answer?
So say that one again. Yeah.
That makes everything look nearer, but it's actually further away.
Yeah, so it's the wrong way about, yeah. So it actually makes things look further away, but they're actually closer.
Oh, right, yeah.
So you'd be judging what you see in this one and acting
Yeah.
upon it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
What we'll do then is we'll get ourselves set up.
Yep.
And
Alright.
have a drive. If there's any faults, we can fix them on the way.
Can I just have a quick drink?
Yep.
Sticky cup.
Okay, so Tony, so I can get you to sit back in your seat. If you put your hands down just now. Okay, sit back in your seat and just take your right hand away. Okay, so using your left hand, how you framing up the back window there?
Oh, sorry, I can see the hole of the back window.
Okay, so I want you to keep your head back in against in the normal driving position, because
Yeah.
if you move forward in that point, you're going to be out of position when you're driving. And if you're not looking at the road when you're driving, obviously looking at the mirror, you could be missing a kid crossing the road in front of you.
Oh, right.
So you don't want to be hitting kids.
Oh, right, sorry.
So if you do it in that position, and again, Tony, if you do the same again, so keep in the normal driving position and just look with your eyes rather than moving your neck.
Yeah, I thought it was good to exaggerate because my wife said the examiner likes to see you. They don't always spot you checking the mirrors.
They'll spot you. Don't worry about that. So if you keep your head back in normal driving position, it's more important that we see that kid because their eyes are not taken off the road.
Oh, right.
And again, Tony, if you just sit back again. Okay, so tell me what you can see in interior mirror there
Without moving my head.
without moving your head. It's important not to move your head.
I can frame the whole back window.
Okay, that's fine. And your exterior mirrors without moving your head.
See about 2 finger widths of the car.
Yep.
See the sky at the top and the rise in the middle.
And the left-hand door mirror.
Same.
Okay, that's fine. What we'll do is we'll drive on for a bit.
Yeah.
Find the site for emergency stop, and on the way we'll give you a hand with your mirrors if need be.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like get yourself set up and start the engine. We'll get going.
I've done all that.
So I'll just stop you there Tony, a second. So what mirrors we're checking as we drive off here.
Middle and right.
Okay. And what about the blind spot?
Oh, this one covers everything, doesn't it?
No. So put a handbrake on a second.
All right.
So see that woman there?
Yeah.
Okay, so the right hand door mirror doesn't cover everything. You've got what you call a blind spot over your right hand shoulder. So if you look over your right hand shoulder,
Yeah.
can you remember Fred telling you about that?
Oh
Did-
yeah, he whinges about that quite a bit. Yeah.
Okay, so it's important to check a blind spot because that woman wouldn't have been covered in our right hand door mirror there.
All right.
So if we moved off there and didn't see her, we could have hit her.
Yeah.
So it's important to check an interior mirror, right hand door mirror, and over that blind spot. So
All right.
let me see you doing that.
Yeah.
So interior mirror, right hand door mirror.
Yeah.
So stop there.
Oh, with blind spot. Yes,
Blind spot, that's better.
Yeah.
Okay. What mirrors would you be checking as we move off to see if there's anything followed us?
Sorry.
What mirrors would you be checking as we move off to see if there's anything followed us?
That one there.
So the interior mirror again. So we want to check interior mirror all firstly.
Left.
We're going to check, take the next turn on the left on it. So what mirrors we want to be checking?
Yeah, right.
So
and
see,
the
let me see you
left.
checking your interior mirror first
All right.
and left mirror.
All right.
We're always checking mirrors in pairs, Tony. So interior mirror is always going to be checked first, followed by a left hand door mirror. If we don't check our interior mirror, we're not getting a true picture of anything. So we're not seeing anything behind us.
But it doesn't matter what order I check them in, does it?
Yeah, we need, Fred might have mentioned the inside out.
No,
Wait,
he's already mentioned that.
So we've got to check our
And turning
mirrors.
right.
And we're going to take the next road and right, Tony. So we check your interior mirror and
Yeah.
right hand door mirror.
All right, don't worry, sorry.
That's good, that's good. So it's important to check the interior mirror first, and that'll give you a true picture
Yeah.
to judge what the traffic is behind
Yeah.
us and where it's at. And the right hand door mirror would give us a chance to check if anything's overtaken or if anything's changing changing direction. If you're changing the direction, sorry.
Yeah, it's
So-
not really important. They're going to overtake me. They're going to overtake me anyway, aren't they?
So if they overtake you though, if they overtake you and a pedestrian doesn't see them, you're causing a lot of frustration in the road there. So the pedestrian could get hit because of your actions of not checking the mirrors.
T-junction left.
In the T-junction we're going to turn left, Tony. So let me see you check your interior mirror, Tony,
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah.
and your left hand door mirror.
Yeah.
That's good. And why are we checking that interior mirror?
Something about distance.
Okay, so it gives us a true picture and it would
Alright.
show us the distance,
Yeah.
the speed of the vehicle behind
Yeah.
us. And why are we checking the left hand door mirror?
For buses.
For buses.
Yeah.
So a bit smaller than buses, cyclists.
Oh, cyclists, yeah.
Cyclists, yeah. And why is it important to check for cyclists, Tony?
But it might creep down the inside of me, I suppose, won't it?
Yeah, they might.
Turning right.
And we'll take the next road on the right at the traffic lights. So what mirrors are you checking here, Tony?
Inside, outside, middle first,
Yep,
and then right.
perfect, Tony, well done. And why was it important to check the interior mirror there?
Because you said inside out, true picture.
Yep, and the right hand door mirror, why was it important to check that?
Anybody overtaking me in case they run over a pedestrian.
That's great, well done.
Might they hit an oncoming car?
Sorry?
If they're alongside me, might they have hit that taxi?
Yeah, so as I said about pedestrians,
Oh.
they could have hit an ongoing car as well. So if they want to overtake
Oh.
stupidly, they could,
Yeah.
you're putting them in the path of danger, I suppose. So we want to reduce that risk if possible.
I get frightened quite a bit because people come up behind me after I turn and I don't always see them.
So what you need to do, so I should have mentioned that every new road we come into, it's important to check our interior mirror again to see what's followed us in, to check how close they are to us,
Alright.
and our right hand door mirror to see if anybody's followed us in and then has decided to overtake.
Alright.
Okay? So we'll help you with that in the next couple again. we're getting a hang of the mirrors and approach. I'm
So,
gonna check-
so I just need to check the mirrors before I turn or when I enter a new road. The rest of the time I don't have to worry.
No, in longer stretches of the road like this, it's important to check every couple of seconds to keep a grasp of what's happening behind you as well.
Right.
So get
Turning right.
So what mirrors are we checking here, Tony?
Middle and
Yeah.
right.
So longer the stretch of the road, things can change behind us.
Yeah, I'm just trying to remember what I'm checking. True picture.
Yep,
Anybody overtaking me? Is that right?
that's right. Yeah. I want you to check your central mirror here, Tony,
All right.
and your right hand door mirror. So you can see, what can you see in your mirror behind you there?
Your traffic?
Your central mirror.
Oh,
So you can
That
see
car
like
behind
close
me.
that car is behind
Yeah.
you. So there's a prime example of what's happening here. So we're driving a longer road at the moment. It'd be worthwhile checking our central mirror to see what's behind us, what that car's doing.
all right.
It's still there, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yep. And the right hand door mirror to see if it's overtaken.
Yeah.
It's not overtaken.
Wouldn't overtake me here. It's 20 mile an hour limit, wouldn't it?
You get all sorts of people
Break the law, would it?
they're breaking the law, but again we might be putting them in the path of
Turning left.
I'll take the next road on the left, Tony. So what mirrors are we checking?
Middle and left.
Let me see you check
Oh,
the
yeah,
left.
sorry.
Yep. Why is it important to check our left?
Bicycles.
Bicycles, yep. What mirrors are we checking as we're coming to new road?
Oh, middle and right. Yeah.
That's good. Can you see anything in the middle?
Yeah. I see that blue course up here.
That's good. So every couple of seconds it's worthwhile just checking interior mirror again. So check out
Every
interior mirror
couple.
again.
I've been spending more time looking behind me now and forward, didn't I?
Well, every 4 or 5 seconds, that should be enough on a longer straight road like this. It's worthwhile if we see any hazards like that one there, we check the mirrors central and right. So any approaching hazards would, anything that's making us slow down or change speed, it's worthwhile checking that central mirror and the right hand door mirror.
I'm going to turn left.
And we're going to turn left here, Tony. So what mirrors are we checking?
Middle left. Middle right.
Good. So it was good you checked that middle and right there.
Yeah.
Obviously we had a car coming out. Cars on the right hand side, the left hand side here. So as we pull out, we're changing direction. So we need to be checking the middle mirror and the left hand mirror as they come back in, Tony. But if the left hand door mirror as they come back in,
Why am I checking to come back in?
yeah.
Everybody knows I'm coming back in.
If there's
And turning left.
and we're going to turn left here, Tony.
Left.
So we'll be checking it when we come back in. There's sometimes kids behind cars, playing behind cars,
Oh, I see them as I approach.
or pedestrians, yeah.
Yeah, I see them as I approach, wouldn't I?
But it could be small and behind the cars.
But I'll tell you what did happen on one of my lessons.
Yep.
And Fred went ballistic. As I was passing this car, it moved away.
That's true. Some people don't put indicators on.
Yeah, he moved away, yeah. He nearly hit Fred.
So some of these cars can follow you out, so it's worthwhile when we're going by a car to check the mirrors
And
after.
turning left.
And we're going to turn left here, Tony. So going down this road, we'll just check that again. We'll get you doing that.
So I just check the mirrors, moving back in.
And coming back and moving out. So what mirrors are you checking as you come into new road?
Middle and right.
Okay, so as we approach... Oh,
Look, I checked the mirrors there, haven't
you're lucky you check the mirrors. So that's where you check the mirrors there. If you check your central mirror and your, your right hand door mirror,
I? All right.
you're moving out.
Yeah.
Get by here. So we're checking that mirror there to see if there wasn't any anybody trying to overtake us as we moved out. If we had moved out and we didn't check our mirrors, we wouldn't know they were there. So as we come back in, check your central mirror and your left hand door
Oh,
mirror.
yeah.
So just checking that car's not falling away.
Oh, no, he's not, no.
So what would be the consequence here if you didn't check that,
Well, that says it happened a few weeks ago. I get a
Yeah.
rollicking from Fred.
or the car might have hit you?
Yeah. And we're going to turn left.
I'm going to turn left here, so what mirrors are you checking?
Middle left.
That's good.
And then if you get me to find a place to stop on the left out here.
Okay. If you find a safe, legal and convenient place on the left, don't need to stop. Go over here. was it? Yeah.
Oh, I thought there was a bike coming down the inside there, I didn't see it.
So, sorry, I meant to say, as we're pulling over there, it's important to check our central mirror and our left-hand door mirror almost as we're coming back in. As you mentioned, bikes. It's important that we check them. If we hadn't checked that, Tony, there, we didn't, what could be the consequence?
I could have hit the bike.
You could have hit the bike, so it's important to keep a grasp of what's happening there
Right.
with bikes, pedestrians,
Yeah.
that decide to cross the road behind that car.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
Right, this would be a suitable area to do the emergency stop, yeah?
Okay, doke.
Which I really do as well.
No problem. So how did you find that?
Yeah, I learned a bit there. I think I think it's knowing why you have to check them, innit?
So, a quick recap then. Why was it important to check before going into a new road a middle mirror and a left-hand door mirror, a right-hand door mirror? Why was it important to do that?
Well, to know what's happening all around me, innit?
Yeah. And when we come into a new road, why was it important
To
to
see
check?
what's followed me and see if they're going to overtake me.
When we're going by vehicles, why was it important to check our right-hand door mirror and our central and right-hand door mirrors?
See what's behind me, see if there's anybody overtaking me.
And when pulling up there in that instance, why was it important to check those two mirrors, central and left?
I forgot to check the left, didn't I?
Yeah.
And there could have been a bike there.
There could have been a bite, yeah.
Yeah, I think Fred's been telling me this, but he's had laryngitis for the last 4 weeks, so he couldn't say much really.
So I'm quite happy you've got the hang of that now. So we'll keep an eye on it.
Right, okay, I'll just come out a roll a minute.
Yep.
Now remember, these mirrors go all the way through the the subject, yeah?
Yeah.
So please don't assume that they're all finished with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Yeah, no, of course.
Right, okay.
Okay. So as I said, we'll keep an eye on your mirrors.
Yeah.
And if there's anything else I can help you with,
Right.
I'll do so. So we're going to emergency stop. This
Yeah.
is probably the one manoeuvre that we wouldn't use the mirrors on.
You got any pictures, show me?
Yep.
Yeah, Fred always shows me pictures.
Pictures help.
Yeah.
Okay. So this kind of illustrates the emergency stop. What we're going to be doing here.
Yeah.
So if we're driving along and we see something on the road, we have to stop immediately for. We wouldn't be checking our mirrors because we don't have time to. We need to react quickly.
After all that banging on about mirrors, you tell me not to check them there.
It's important. The reason why I'm banging on about mirrors, because if we keep abreast of what's happening behind us and at the sides of us, then a situation like this might not arise
Oh,
because we know what's behind us,
oh,
so we can brake slowly.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So yeah, if we see something that happens in the road right away, we've not got time to check our mirrors on that occasion. What we need to do, and we'll go through it a bit more depth, is from the accelerator, press the brake firmly, and keep it down. That should bring the car to an abrupt stop. When if I follow the kind of
My reading's not very good. What does that say?
quick reactions.
Oh, quick reactions.
So we need to quickly get our foot from the accelerator to the brake.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So that'll be our right foot, obviously.
Oh, right.
So we want a few things we want to be doing in the emergency stop. Our eyes want to be looking forward. We don't want to be looking in the mirrors, as we mentioned. We want to be looking way up the road to see what's happening.
Yeah.
Our hands, we want to have a firm grasp at the steering wheel,
All right.
so the 10 to 2 position.
Yeah.
We need to keep that steering wheel straight. So if we turn the steering wheel, obviously we could be heading into more danger,
Oh, right.
like cars, kids outside the road.
Yeah.
Okay. And as I said, our feet, a quick reaction from the accelerator
Oh, I got that. Yeah.
right on the brake.
Yeah, I got
And
that.
it's important to keep the brake.
Yeah. I just got it rolling there.
Yeah.
If you keep going back down, you're going to be sitting there for about 15 minutes on the brief. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go up. Yeah. I've already
Okay.
taken on board that, haven't I?
So the brake's in at this point. Before we stop, it's important to put that clutch down or we'll stall.
All right.
So although we've stopped, it's important to if we get the clutch down, then we're avoiding any more danger by stalling the car and jumping forward and potentially hitting something that we've already.
The car would jump forward if I didn't put the clutch down, would it?
It could stall and jump forward, yeah.
No, whenever I stall a car, it just stops.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Okay, forget about that. But
Right, so I give you a hand with that. Yeah, so it's BBC, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
brake before clutch. It's important I don't get the clutch down too early,
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
because then,
of course, nose control.
well, it's going to take me longer to stop, isn't it?
Mm.
Yeah. What you're referring to is after I stop, it's important to keep my feet still, because obviously, I'm very nervous, and as soon as I stop, I'm going to start relaxing, lift my feet off the pedals. Little Johnny standing in front of us. What's going to happen to the car?
The car's going to go forward
Yeah.
without.
Yeah, it could go forward, couldn't it? Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so Tony, yeah, it's important. Brake before clutch. So
Alright.
if we brake, if we're putting the clutch in too early, the car's got no engine braking,
Oh,
so it can't stop and help us out. So if we put the brake in, and then before we stop, put the clutch in.
a bit of braking.
Sorry,
A bit of braking.
no, put the brake down. It'll be, as I say, quick reaction, so it'll be firmly on the brake. So it'll be a lot of braking. When we've stopped, we want to put the handbrake on and prepare the car to go.
Yeah.
And then it's important to do our observations to check that it's safe to go. So our observations that we're going to be doing, we'll be looking over our left hand shoulder. You look over your left hand shoulder, Tony.
Oh, yeah.
We'll be looking around the car to see
Yeah.
if there's any
Yeah.
any further hazards, and then over your right hand blind spot.
Oh, right.
So that'll be over your right hand shoulder.
Yeah.
So checking. We're obviously in the middle of the road. It's an unnatural position, so it's
Yeah.
important to check over those two blind spots.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure whether, sorry, I roll a wee bit, whether to go into cadence braking. I know a couple of videos did. I've never
Yes.
been told to go
Yeah.
through it before, but
Yeah. Just stick on the car that we're driving at the moment. So.
Yeah. it's not necessary.
Yeah. I'll come to that in a minute. Just go through what. Just carry on with the brief, and we'll come to that in a second.
Okay. Um,
Obviously, I'm trying to get inside your head and see what you know and what you don't know. Yeah.
okay. Lastly, this car would have ABS,
You mean ABC?
ABC.
Don't you know the alphabet?
No, ABS. It's not the alphabet. It's anti-lock braking.
Oh, right. All right. Yeah.
So what that means is that you would be able to steer while braking.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So if it came to a point where we had to get out of danger, you should be able to steer and brake at the same time.
All right.
Okay. Would I digress any more?
Well, somebody has put a couple of notes on there. What's next to